Welcome! I'm Kazumi and I'm developing a Souls-like game. In this devlog, I extended my custom animation system. If you haven't seen the video about it, I suggest you watch that first. Before we get to what I changed, let's see why I needed to make changes in the first place. When I made the ragdoll system that makes the character stand up after returning from being ragdolled, I needed to use the play and fix time method to start the animation. If I don't use play and fix time and use the default way I activate animation in my skill handler class, I would get wrong values on the delta position coming from the animator, which would cause these jumps in position. This is most likely caused due to some issues with the animator getting turned on and then getting used immediately on the same frame. In order to fix this issue, I decided to extend the skill class to introduce another class that will handle the animation activation, and this could be changed per skill object. I started by creating an abstract class called base skill activation, which has a single function which receives the animator, an int for the skill hash, and an int for the skill layer. I then created a default skill activation class which will activate the animation the same way my skill handler class activates the animations at the moment. And then a class that activates the animation in fixed time with a default of 0 on the fixed time. I then decided to go back to the default skill activation class and separate the activation to another method, so that my next class could customize the transition time with its own variable. Finally, I added an abstract getter for the base skill activation class in the core skill template. In the core skill, I added an ordered serialized base skill activation variable and connected the getter to it. I use the Odin serialize so I can change through the inspector the type of class I use from the skill object. If you don't have Odin, Unity serialize reference can work as well. I also added the getter to all the inherited classes. And then on the onValidate method on the basic skill class, I made sure if the skill activation is null, it will get set to the default skill activation class. I then connected the skill handler to activate the animation through the activate skill class, and all that was left was set up the skill and test it out. And as you can see, it works perfectly. This type of programming is called composition. It's a way to add behaviors through nested classes instead of inheritance. As always, thank you for watching. If you have questions, let me know in the comments. If you like what you see and want to see more, like and subscribes are always appreciated. And may all your bugs turn into features.